Good morning, dear children. How are you all? Hope you all are safe and fine. Welcome to social online class. Children, how are you? Are you doing good? Are you watching the videos? Did you copy all the notes? I hope you have done everything, right? Okay, you are very good children. Are you obeying your parents? I hope so. Okay. Yes. Today we are going to step into chapter 3. Sorry, chapter 4, right? Okay, till now we have learned 3 chapters. Did you copy all the notes? Yes. Did you learn all the question answers? Now you can listen to chapter 4. Okay. Can you guess the title of this lesson? In the previous lesson, we have learnt about Chandragupta Maurya, right? About the Mauryan dynasty, the Kalinga war, etc. We have studied, right? In this chapter, we are going to learn about the Gupta and the Vardhan dynasties. Okay, the Gupta and the Vardhan dynasties. This Gupta dynasty and the Vardhan dynasty is coming under chapter 4. We are going to learn about the founders, then about the education, about the territory and trade, art and architecture, etc. Okay, yes. First of all, we are going to learn about the Gupta dynasty. Okay, yes. See, Sri Gupta was the founder of this Gupta dynasty. Okay, during this time, a strong dynasty rose in Magadha called the Gupta dynasty. Gupta dynasty was founded by Sri Gupta. Okay, who was the founder of this Gupta dynasty? Sri Gupta was the founder of the Gupta dynasty. You can see his picture in the next clipping. See, this is Sri Gupta. He was the founder of the Gupta dynasty. Okay, children. The great mathematician and astronomer Aryabhatta belonged to this Gupta dynasty. Okay, the great mathematician and astronomer Aryabhatta. Have you heard about Aryabhatta? Yes, great mathematician, right? Belonged to this dynasty. Okay, and the Gupta period was known as the golden age of India. Why it is known as the golden age of India? Because of the growth of art and architecture, literature, medicine, etc. Okay, they were very good in maths also. Okay, this Gupta period was known as the golden age of India. Okay, children? Yes. Now we can learn about Chandragupta. This Chandragupta II was the son of Samudragupta and the grandson of Chandragupta I. Okay, he was also called Vikramaditya. This Chandragupta was also known as Vikramaditya. Okay, children, which means equal to sun god in valor and strength. This Vikramaditya means equal to sun god in valor and strength. Okay, then this Vikramaditya's period was known as the golden age of the Guptas. Okay, this Vikramaditya's period was known as the golden age of the Guptas. Okay, yes, Chandragupta II controlled a vast empire from Gujarat to Bengal. Okay, controlled a vast empire from Gujarat to Bengal. He made Padaliputra and Ujjain in Madhya Pradesh as his capitals. Okay, children. Then trade flourished during his period with countries such as China, Sri Lanka and many European countries. Beautiful gold, silver, lead and copper coins were issued during his time, during this Vikramaditya's time. Okay, this Vikramaditya, Chandragupta II was also known as Vikramaditya, means equal to sun god in valor and strength. His period was known as the golden age of the Guptas. Especially this Gupta period was known as the golden age of India. Okay. Then about the education, Vikramaditya quoted 9 important people called 9 jewels, okay, or Navaratnas. These 9 jewels are called Navaratnas. 9 important people called the 9 jewels or Navaratnas. They were very great scholars. Okay, one of the greatest among them was Kalidas. He was a renowned poet. Okay, Vikramaditya quoted 9 important people called the 9 jewels or Navaratnas. They were very great scholars. One of the greatest among them was Kalidasa. Okay, Ujjain was an important learning center. The universities Nalanda and Taxila became famous during Vikramaditya's period. Okay, the university Nalanda and Taxila became famous during this Vikramaditya's period. Okay. Now, art and architecture. This Ajanta, Ellora caves are beautiful cave paintings and sculptures made during this period. Okay, this Ajanta caves and Ellora caves were beautifully cave painted and sculptured during this period. Okay, these Ajanta caves and Ellora caves have beautiful cave paintings and sculptures made during this Vikramaditya's period. This the famous iron pillar near Qutub Minar in Delhi was built in memory of Chandragupta too. That is built in memory of Vikramaditya. It has not rusted till date. Okay, it's in very good condition till now. Okay, the iron pillar near Qutub Minar was built in memory of Chandragupta too. Okay, children. Then about literature, the poet Kalidas wrote about Chandragupta's conquest over 21 kingdoms, okay, inside and outside India. So he also wrote Shakuntalam. Shakuntalam was written by Kalidas. Okay. Then Fahian, an important Chinese pilgrim, visited India during his period. He mentioned all the achievements of Vikramaditya in his books. He wrote how happy the people were under his rule. The people were very happy under Vikramaditya's rule. This Fahian, a Chinese pilgrim, visited India during that period and he wrote about all the achievements of Vikramaditya in his books. Okay, children, have you understood about this Gupta dynasty? Yes? I hope you have understood. Okay, now we can step into the Vardhan dynasty. Okay, Vardhan dynasty. Vardhan dynasty was ruled over by Emperor Harshavardhana and Prabhakara Vardhana founded this dynasty. Taneshwar is in North Delhi was its capital. Okay, the fall of the Gupta Empire led to the rise of many small independent kingdoms. One of such independent kingdom was the Vardhan dynasty. Vardhan dynasty was a very small independent kingdom. Taneshwar in North Delhi was its capital. Prabhakara Vardhana founded this dynasty. Okay, Prabhakara Vardhana founded this dynasty and Emperor Harshavardhana was the son of this Vardhana. Then he was a kind and honest ruler. Okay, children, he ruled his kingdom for 40 years. He ruled this Vardhan dynasty for 40 years. Okay, this Harshavardhana ruled his kingdom for 40 years. He was only 16 years when he came to throne. Okay, Harshavardhana defeated the rulers of Malwa and Kanauj and unified the two kingdoms of Taneshwar and Kanauj. Okay, he shifted his capital from Taneshwar to Kanauj. His empire spread all over the states of Punjab, Bengal, Odisha, Gujarat and the entire Indo-Gangetic plains and north of the Narmada river. His empire spread all over these states. Okay, trade during his period, trade relations were flourished along the countries China, Tibet and also other countries through sea routes. India was famous for its supreme quality of cotton, silk and woolen cloth during this Harshavardhana's period. Okay, during this Harshavardhana's period. Then art and architecture, he helped art and architecture grow in his time. Then he built many stupas in the name of Buddha. Okay, Harshavardhana liked this charity. He supported the Nalanda University through funds. Okay, children, he built many hospitals, laid roads as well as shelters for travelers to rest. He helped the needy people with nutritious food and medical care. This Harshavardhana was a charitable person. He supported the Nalanda University through funds. Then he built many hospitals, roads as well as shelters for travelers to take rest. He helped the needy people, that is the poor people, with nutritious food and medical care. Okay, children, have you all understood? Yes, this Harshavardhana was a great scholar and wrote 3 plays in Sanskrit. The plays means dramas, okay, in Sanskrit. Okay, Harshavardhana's reign was recorded by Bana, his court poet, who wrote the book Harshacharita. Meaning deeds of Harsha. Okay, then the 5 Indias were a reference to his kingdom in Punjab, Kanauj, Bihar, Bengal and Orissa. Huangswang referred to Harsha as the Lord of 5 Indias. Okay, he was referred as Lord of 5 Indias by Huangswang. The 5 Indias were reference to his kingdoms Punjab, Kanauj, Bihar, Bengal and Orissa. Okay. Then this Harshavardhana was initially a Hindu. Later he followed Buddhism. Okay, children. Yes, have you all understood this chapter? Harshavardhana was a great scholar too. Okay. Yes, in this chapter we have learnt about the Gupta dynasty and the Vardhan dynasty. This Gupta dynasty was founded by Sri Gupta The great mathematician Aryabhatta belonged to this Gupta dynasty. This Gupta period was known as the golden age of India because of his art, architecture, literature and medicine, etc. Then Chandragupta too ruled over this country dynasty. Then he was also called Vikramaditya. This Chandragupta too was the son of Samudragupta and the grandson of Chandragupta I. Okay, this Vikramaditya's period was known as the golden age of the Guptas. Okay, children? Yes, beautiful gold, silver, copper were issued during his time. Trade flourished during this period. Okay, 9 important people were called 9 jewels or Navaratnas in his court. Okay, they were very great scholars. One among was Kalidasa, was a renowned poet. Okay, children? Yes, then the Ajanta and Ellora caves have beautiful cave paintings. Iron Pillar was very famous and was built in memory of Chandragupta too. Then the Vardhan dynasty, Prabhakara Vardhana founded this Vardhan dynasty. Emperor Harshavardhana was a kind and honest ruler. He was the son of Vardhana. He ruled his kingdom over 40 years. In his period also trade flourished during along with China, Tibet and other countries. Then his empire spread over the states of Punjab, Bengal, Odisha, Gujarat and the entire Indo-Gangetic plain. Okay, art and architecture. Harshavardhana built many stupas in the name of Buddha. He helped art and architecture to grow in his time. Okay, he was a very charitable person. Harshavardhana supported the Nalanda University through funds. He built hospitals, roads as well as shelters for travelers to take rest. Okay, needy people were given nutritious food and medical care. He was a great scholar. Okay, children? Yes. Have you all understood about this Gupta dynasty and the Vardhan dynasty? I hope you have understood. Okay, please go through the lesson once again. Try to complete the book back exercise and learn. Okay, study all the spellings thoroughly. Notes will be given to you shortly. Okay, please go through the chapter once again. Read line by line, underline the important points, learn all the spellings. Okay, children? Yes, I hope you will do. Okay, thank you. See you in the next class. If you have any doubt, you can contact me. Okay, see you. Bye.